ロードこと鈴木瑞輝さんによります令和を生きる日本人へ次世代のために何をすべきかです。鈴木さん、よろしくお願いいたします。
皆さんこんばんは。こんばんは。34人目最後を務めます、岐阜県関市出身ロッドこと鈴木瑞輝です。日本は昨年新たな新元号令和、そして新たな天皇陛下をめでたく迎え入れました。しかし日本の現状を見たらどうでしょうか。さまざまな問題を抱えていると思いますが、僕なりの考えでこの令和の時代を生きる我々現代人が何をしていかなければいけないのかということを伝えさせていただきます。どうぞよろしくお願いします。Japan has entered 令和 the era of creating harmony between people with the will of God and the welcoming of the new emperor. It seems to be the beginning of a new era full of hope. But how is the current situation in Japan? Most Japanese people don't know about the 2700 years of Japanese history. Now, Japan's education level has fallen to 41st out of 43 developed countries. Nevertheless, Japanese people don't seem to care and think it's someone else's problem. This is exactly what it means to take peace for granted. Japan seems to have become a second or even third class country from the age when it had been listed as a first class developed country. Are you alright with the current situation? Personally, I cannot sit idly by and watch it. In the past, the Japanese understood they didn't rule nature. From ancient times, all the gods and the goddesses, they believed and resided within nature. In this way, they were conscious of harmony with nature and worshipping. This thought was born from Shintoism, a very flexible belief compared to other religions. It is a wonderful value unique to Japan, which harmonizes the good and the bad as one. Shintoism was part of the basis for Japanese education. Then, which has now been embraced all over the world, was part of this basis too. As for the Genshiroku, regarded as the samurai Bibles, and Emperor Meiji's imperialist grip on education. However, following the Meiji Restoration in 1868, Japan began embracing and imitating Western culture in order to grow into a great world power. As a result, Japanese people came to forget ancient Japanese history and education. Since World War II, the history and education that Japan had cherished for about 2700 years has been completely forgotten.
Arnold Toynbee, a UK historian, said, "Civilization died from suicide, not by murder." In other words, learning about your own country's history is to know who you are and where you come from. Those who remain ignorant of history can never know themselves. If we continue down this path, the Japanese, as we know them, will perish. So, we have to re-evaluate Japan's current education system. We need a stronger focus on Japanese history in order to reconstruct our national identity. Education is to form the people, so it is very important. Since 2019, April 2019, many foreign workers have begun to come to Japan through the revised Immigration Control Act. They have high motivation and show great willingness to work. I think the youth of Japan lack that same motivation. From now on, we have to do twice as much work as them. Otherwise, we may lose our identity. That is why we must have pride through learning about our own country, preserve our culture, and match the diligence of our ancestors with a sense of urgency. Not only is education essential to Japan's transformation, but so are politics and economics. For 30 years, Japan has been in a recession, and in terms of normal GDP growth, ranks the lowest among industrialized countries, according to Satoshi Fujii of Kyoto University. Japan's economic policy for 30 years has been a major failure. And on October 1st, 2019, the Japanese government decided to raise the consumption tax to 10%. The government has said the tax hike is to cover the cost of social safety net. So, many Japanese people would think it is necessary because of their own social security expenses. At the time of the last tax hike, the government promised to put on tax revenue towards social security expenses. However, the government only used 20% for its intended purpose, and the rest of the money was used to pay off some country debt. Many social programs funds are lightly spent on nursing care, welfare, and pensions for elderly people. This group has a high voter turnout and represents the largest of supporters for the LDP. Also, the defense budget has greatly increased since 2012, and the Japanese government has projected 2020 budget of about 5.3 trillion yen. This is how our taxes are used. What do you think? The Japanese government has drastically eliminated long-term planned investment in areas such as science and technology and infrastructure. This has deprived Japan of the opportunity to develop its science and technology in exchange for short-term profits, as well as the opportunity to expand employment through infrastructure development. This decision was made by the LDP, who were just re-elected again. We have a weapon to take control of our lives, called the right to vote. But the voting rate in the upper house election dropped to 50% in the last election. We have to engage in politics, solely research the candidates, and make informed decisions about the future, so that not only us, but also our children can live with happiness and prosperity. The future is determined by the people. Politics connect to life, so to renounce politics is to renounce life. And we have to protect and pass on Japanese culture, tradition, history, and the environment for children of the future. I could never show my face without regret and embarrassment to our ancestors who entrusted us with the hope for the children who are the hope of the future. Confront the problem in front of you with an eye just preserving the future. Chart a path you think is life with your own power, and entrust a wonderful world to the next generation. For the smile of the next generation children, we must all do this. Thank you for listening.